Tonight, Whyalla residents set to have their say on regional health services, and a local aged care facility earns national recognition.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. A Senate inquiry looking into rural and regional health services in the Spencer Gulf will make its way to Whyalla in 2 months. Residents are encouraged to complete a survey to inform the committee on the current state of services.
Gauging the quality of health services available to those across the Eyre Peninsula. Labor Senator Karen Grogan encouraging residents to complete a survey ahead of a Senate inquiry to be held in the city.
What I'm trying to do is contribute to that review by telling the stories of the people in the regions, actually getting people's experiences and presenting that through to the committee.
The committee will visit Whyalla on March 1 as part of a tour of regional centres taking place this year. The availability of GPs, one of the topics on the agenda.
People have said that they are waiting weeks on end to get an appointment, that they don't see the same doctor more than once.
Senators will also be looking at the impact of reforms, including 900 changes to the Medicare benefits schedule. The member for Grey says the government has been supporting rural GPs in a number of ways.
We've got a whole host of programs, scholarships for students to receive up to $10,000 a year, $200,000 a year for remote vocational training schemes, support for doctors working in more remote areas.
The RACGP is hoping the inquiry would provide tangible solutions for a system in need of a boost.
We need to see changes that are actually implemented quickly that provide support to those GPs that are already working in the community.
A link to the survey can be found on Senator Grogan's Facebook page. Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A driver has been arrested after being caught drink driving in Port Lincoln. The 42-year-old man was stopped whilst driving in a grey Toyota Prado on Mortlock Terrace just after 2 a.m. this morning. Police say the driver recorded a blood alcohol reading of .088. He has been issued with an instant loss of licence for 6 months and will appear in court at a later date. Tunarama was due to kick off tomorrow on the Port Lincoln foreshore. However, for the second year in a row, the festival has been cancelled due to COVID-19 restrictions. The event was also supposed to mark its 60th anniversary, but the community will now have to wait for another year.
Once again, the 60th Tunarama Festival will have to wait another year. Tomorrow was supposed to mark the start of festival activities with show rides on the foreshore, with the official opening scheduled for Friday.
This is the second year we've had to cancel our 60th. We've decided that Tunarama doesn't want to turn 60, it wants to stay 59 forever. But we're going to be back next year, hopefully.
However, rising numbers of COVID-19 in the community meant the festival would have been forced to operate at a 1 person per 4 square metre capacity for indoor events. Growing cancellations from show ride operators also a contributing factor.
Numbers had increased in Port Lincoln. It was becoming more and more evident that it was too risky for us to hold a festival during this climate with COVID. I didn't want it to become a super spreader, and neither did our committee.
Despite the cancellation, the President says she is grateful for the support of the community during these tough times.
Council have been very, very supportive, as has our major sponsor, Bendigo Bank, and all our other sponsors. There's too many to name today, but they've all been really, really supportive.
Tunarama contributes nearly $4 million to the Eyre Peninsula and creates hundreds of jobs. However, we'll have to wait until next year to see its return.
We don't want Tunarama to die, and I certainly don't want this to happen on my watch. We would like it to go ahead, and we want to put on a festival.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
An aged care facility in Bullaroo Centre has been named the Rural Provider of the Year. Mount View Homes took out the award for their outstanding achievement to provide care for the elderly, leaving staff and residents feeling proud.
A place where everyone treats each other like family. Mount View Homes in Bullaroo Centre has been awarded the Rural Provider of the Year by Aged and Community Services Australia. The facility caters to 29 residents and employs over 40 people with the recognition leaving staff and residents feeling proud.
Well, it's been a great uplift for us all. As you know, things have been really trying the last couple of years. I think last year was the hardest year I've ever encountered. So it's just such a morale booster.
The award highlighting the staff's ability to give the residents a positive life in a loving environment.
I'm really proud of all our staff. They do such an amazing job. Aged care is such a challenging place to work, and it's not an easy job, and they just do such a fantastic job.
The residents are spoiled for choice, able to participate in trivia, puzzles, paintings, and even get stuck into a barbecue.
People are helpful, and they explain things to you if you don't really know what's going on, but it is lovely.
Mount View Homes hoping the award will encourage workers to get into the sector as our ageing population drives up demand for carers.
It is hard to attract people out here, but the country itself has a lot to offer, as well as just our little facility, and don't overlook us.
Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, Port Pirie's wetland set for a major upgrade, and Port Augusta's Lions Club reaches a fundraising target for its prostate cancer screening machine. Welcome back. New South Wales land value is set to pass $3 trillion after a 40-year boom helped values soar across Australia. Peter Wargent from Buyers says that the value of residential land in the state hit $2.61 trillion during the 2021 financial year. The company says the growth in Australia's population has been a key factor in rising land values, alongside structurally lower interest rates and an increase in household wealth across the country. Port Pirie's wetlands are about to look a whole lot different as the council prepares to transform the area into a tourist attraction. The Mayor says the revamp will help beautify the area and bring more people into the heart of the city.
It may look like we're out in the country, but these wetlands are right next to Port Pirie's CBD. Located behind the tennis complex, the area is home to a number of birds, lizards, and the odd stray cat. Recently securing the lease for the land, local council is preparing to redevelop the area, aiming to attract tourists and give locals something to enjoy.
If you've been to the wetlands, it's just a beautiful little serene area that you can actually walk around. So having this lease in place allows council to invest into that.
A boardwalk will be built through the tall reeds and across the water, bringing visitors into the centre of the wetlands. There will also be a bird lookout for those with a keen eye, along with an outdoor learning hub that will have benches, pavement, and a grass area to sit on.
You might be visiting the CBD one day, just want to go there for lunch and all that sort of gear, and we'll bring it to a standard that people will be happy to go.
A bike track could also be installed for people to use while on their way to work or home.
And we need more stuff outside so that kids can cycle, people can walk, and that proximity to the CBD is just the bee's knees.
It's the first step in the council's plan to improve the city this year.
There will be a lot of improvements in Port Pirie over the next coming years, and we really need to make sure that people are quite happy to stay home locally and actually enjoy some stuff.
Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A massive fundraising effort in Port Augusta has seen enough money raised for new equipment at the local hospital. Helped by various benefactors in surrounding cities, the campaign is determined to help all regional people fight back against prostate cancer.
A life-saving device is on its way. Fundraising efforts by the Port Augusta Lions Club have made the purchase of a leading-edge prostate cancer biopsy machine possible. Originally setting out to match the Mailbag Foundation's $45,000 donation, organisers say they've surpassed their original goal.
We may even end up with over the $45,000, which is still a bonus because all money will remain in trust.
The club says the extra funding will be used to train additional staff, along with helping pay for maintenance costs into the future.
The big companies and the local people, so it's really come from everywhere.
They say the fundraiser only took a matter of months due to the generosity of Port Augusta locals and benefactors from Whyalla, Wilmington and Quorn. The club praising the combined effort of the towns and cities, also confident that the machine will play an important role in servicing patients from across the region.
We're looking now towards some new project, other than what we currently do around the community. This has been such a good project that really like to back it up with something similar or a bit smaller.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Cummins' football and netball teams will share a brand new facility from next season. The two clubs were successful in securing a grant from the state government's Infrastructure Projects program, with the whole community expected to benefit.
These traditionally bitter foes are set to become roommates. Cummins Ramblers and Cummins Kapini will soon be side by side, with joint club rooms to be built this year. The historic move made possible thanks to $1.2 million in state government funding.
We're just really grateful for this money, and as a joint two-club venture and a committee with the community at forefront, we're really excited for our town and for our community and think this will be a massive positive.
Mr Richardson says the new facilities will be more than just a sporting venue.
We see this as being a 400-seat venue that can be used for weddings, funerals, conferences, and we believe will be a massive thing for our community and a real positive.
The Joint Building Facility Committee hoping the renovation can help bring the community together.
So building a clubhouse where a club and a community can create a sense of place and a sense of belonging, where they can go as a community, is really, really important.
The project will be a community build with local tradies to be used. Construction is expected to be completed ahead of the 2023 football season. Meanwhile, the Port Lincoln Football League will also get an upgrade, receiving $40,000 for a new shelter at Centenary Oval.
Both projects are shovel ready, which means they're funded. So government supports about 50% of the project, and the other money comes from either the club or the league.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. We'll take a look at what's on offer for children in Whyalla for the rest of the school holidays. And Clean Seas records a healthy half-year result. Aquaculture company Clean Seas has announced they've reeled in their highest ever revenue and sales volume. The company confirming it posted a first half profit of $31.3 million. It follows a business expanding operations on the Eyre Peninsula, securing a 3-year lease of the Point Lowly Marina last year to farm yellowtail kingfish at Fitzgerald Bay. In a statement to the stock exchange, Clean Seas says the stocking of fish at the farm has been completed. Families in need on the Eyre Peninsula will get much needed help for back-to-school supplies for the new school year. The Eyre Peninsula Community Foundation will distribute up to $32,000 in vouchers over the next 2 months. So far, more than $270,000 in vouchers have been given out in the form of a $50 gift card. More information can be found on the Foundation's website. With the end of the summer holidays nearing, the Whyalla City Council is holding events to help families keep their children occupied. Local kids can participate in a variety of activities, including beach arts and crafts.
Helping families with post-Christmas activity suggestions at the tail end of the school holidays. The Whyalla City Council holding various events across the city to keep the little ones occupied.
So Whyalla's got a whole lot of activities going on. The library's jam-packed with activities. Here at the Maritime Museum in the Visitor Centre, we've got some free kids activities and an awesome exhibition that's just opened.
Despite the uncertainty of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Whyalla Visitor Centre has noticed strong numbers of tourists making their way to the region in the past few weeks.
December week just after Christmas and the first couple of weeks of January have been really busy. Lots of people travelling in family groups, looking for nice open spaces to enjoy, getting out of their own kind of little rat race and wanting to see some great stuff.
Meanwhile, at the Whyalla Maritime Museum, visitors of all ages can also view a detailed history of the country's passion for boats and maritime activities. The exhibition, showcasing a number of remarkable journeys made around our nation's coastline.
The remarkable exhibition in the Maritime Museum is a travelling exhibition. It's only been here for December and January, so it will leave us at the end of January. It's a really exciting exhibition around Australians and their boating journeys.
Events are also happening at the city's public library and the Unearth Hub on Patterson Street. More information can be found on the council's website. Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
With the new year underway, local sport is slowly resuming, with softball and cricket returning to parts of our region over the weekend. With all the scores, here's Joshua Mercer with this week's Sports Wrap.
With the new year upon us, a number of sporting teams are returning to the field, looking to either pick up where they left off or improve on their 2021 form. Starting out with cricket, and the North Broken Hill Cricket Club won back-to-back games at the weekend. On Friday evening, they defeated South Broken Hill Cricket Club in a close contest before defeating Central Broken Hill Cricket Club by 9 wickets on Saturday. While in the other match, West Broken Hill remained in top spot on the table with a win over South Broken Hill on Saturday. Heading south to Port Lincoln, and Tasman had a 90-run win over Todd River. James Stockham playing a vital role for the victors, hitting 84 runs. While Wayback were also on the winners list, narrowly defeating Charlton by 38 runs. Dylan Vanderwall starring for the winners, taking 3 for 16 from just 6 overs. Switching sports now, and in Port Pirie softball, Cougars had an impressive win in the women's A1 competition, beating the Tigers 12-3. Alexis Hill, Anne Russack and Emily Gonsalves starred for the Tigers, while Maddie Baldock, Rebecca Cox and Nev Adams were among the Tigers' best. In the other game, the Solly Cats had a big win over the Checkmates 9-0. Stars for the Solly Cats were Harper Bridley, Sam Burt and Carla Williams. Mel Di Geronimo, Jax Beasley and Sharon Coombe were the Checkmates' best. Sticking with women's softball, and in Whyalla, the Cats defeated the Roadies in a close game 6-4. Hayley Sumner and Amy Van Arusmelin were the Cats' best players. Briony Roughsedge, the Roadies, a standout. While in the second game, the Eagles scored a big win over the Indians, defeating their opponents 11 runs to 0. If you'd like your league scores featured on our bulletin, all you have to do is message us on our Facebook page.
Stay with us after the break. We'll have all the weather details with Alex Sykes. That's next on 7 Spencer Gulf News. Hello again. Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather across the Spencer Gulf and Broken Hill. With all the details, it's good evening to Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John, and happy Tuesday, everyone. There was a bit of wind about in the north of the Gulf, otherwise a mostly sunny day across our region. Enjoy it while it lasts, because rain is forecast in the back half of the week. More detail on that in just a moment. At 3 p.m, Whyalla was 34 degrees, Port Pirie was mostly sunny and 29, and Cooper Pedy was 23 degrees. Looking further out across the region now, Port Augusta partly cloudy and 25. Port Lincoln, cloudy and 22. Broken Hill had a shower or two and was 18. Adelaide was mostly sunny and 25. Woodner mostly sunny and 26. Kadina and Cleve were both 22. Clare was 24 and Cooper Pedy was 23. Taking a look at the satellite image now, cloud covering most of the state with a broad trough is causing widespread rainfall, mainly about central and eastern parts of the state. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Southeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, seas 1 to 1.5 metres, and south to southwesterly swell around 1 metre. Port Lincoln and Cleve both partly cloudy and 24 degrees. Woodner mostly sunny and set to reach 31 degrees. Whyalla will be sunny and 28. Port Augusta also sunny with 31. Kadina to reach 30 degrees. Port Pirie will get to 33. Clare sunny and 29. And Broken Hill will be partly cloudy and 30 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, partly cloudy across the region on Thursday. Port Pirie will top 36, Whyalla and Woodner both set to reach 32 degrees. Port Augusta set to reach a high of 34. Broken Hill and Cooper Pedy will both be 30 degrees. A look at Friday now, showers across the region. Port Pirie and Kadina with possible heavy falls both to reach 32. Port Augusta, Whyalla, Woodner and Cooper Pedy will get to 29. Port Lincoln 28 and Broken Hill will be partly cloudy with 31. A quick look at the start of the weekend now. Those showers are set to continue in most parts. Port Augusta, Whyalla and Woodner 28 degrees, a degree cooler in Port Lincoln with 27. Port Pirie and Cooper Pedy set to reach 30 degrees and a possible shower in Broken Hill 32. And that's all the weather from me for tonight, John. I'll see you soon.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will return tomorrow night at the usual time of 7 p.m. Until then, enjoy your evening here on 7. Good night.